Hi, in this video we are going to talk about Mr. Ganifke's classroom expectations for his 5th grade class at Edgewood Elementary. So in my class I basically have 5 expectations that I use to guide behavior in the classroom. And we could have tons of rules, and that would just get cumbersome, because even if I listed everything I could think of that a student might do wrong, there would be something that I wouldn't think of that a student might. Okay, so I don't tend to have a lot of rules, but what I do have is these high expectations. They're high expectations, but if everyone will follow along with them, we won't have any problems with behavior this year. The first expectation is that we'll follow directions and procedures quickly and accurately. When you're given a direction, there's always a reason behind asking you to do something. You may not know what that reason is at the moment. You may not agree with what you're being told to do at a particular moment, but you are expected to follow directions quickly and accurately. And if there's a problem, if you have a question about what you're doing, why you're doing it, you can ask that later when it's appropriate, maybe raising your hand, and if it's an appropriate time, we can deal with it then. If not, we might have to deal with it a little later, because again, you don't always know everything that goes into the decisions that are made. And we have tons of procedures, both in this classroom and in the building. We have procedures for when you get here in the morning. We have procedures for using the restroom. We have hallway procedures. We have pencil sharpening procedures, so that we can do things in an organized manner, and so that we can get as much learning in as possible. So when it comes to following directions and procedures, that needs to be done quickly and accurately. Another expectation in this classroom: do your best. Make good choices. By the time you're in 5th grade, you've been in school since kindergarten, whether it's in this building or whether it's been in other buildings. Schools have a lot in common just across the board. And so you should know by the time you get into 5th grade what is expected of you. You should know what a good choice is. And so that's what we expect in this classroom, for you to do your best and for you to make good choices. The next expectation is to always be respectful to everyone. Okay, that means being respectful to your teacher. It means being respectful to other adults in the building, whether they're paras, whether it's the principal, whether it is a guest. It means being respectful to your fellow students. So we don't say things that are going to cause people to get upset. We don't take things from other people. We don't put our hands on other folks. We basically treat others the way that we would like to be treated ourselves. We are always respectful to everyone. And along with being respectful to everyone, we also are always respectful of everything. So that could be school property. We don't write on it, we don't damage it, we don't misuse it, we don't take it without permission. That goes as well for things that belong to other people in the classroom. We don't take pencils off other students' desks unless they know what's going on and we're asking them and they're agreeing to let us borrow it or even to let us have it. Okay, so when we take things out, if it's recess time and we've got a game, we take that game, we take care of it. When recess is over, we put it away in a way that all the pieces are there and that things are taken care of. Always respectful of everything. And lastly, as far as expectation goes, we always work and play safely. Okay, safety is a big issue. I don't have a rule in my classroom that says you can't stand on the desk. Well, in a sense I do, because I have an expectation that you're always going to work and play in a safe manner. And you're not being safe if you're up in the air and you could fall down and hurt yourself. Okay, so always working and always playing in a safe manner. That means if we're in science and we've got some materials out that could be dangerous, we're making sure that we're using them appropriately. If we have something sharp like scissors, we're aware of the people around us, and we're aware of, that if we are a little bit careless, bad things could happen. So we always want to work and play safely. So how can we best accomplish these expectations? Well, I just have a few suggestions here that would help us as we seek to do our best and accomplish these expectations. The first one being, use your common sense. If you think it's wrong, if it seems dangerous, if it seems out of place in a classroom, in a school, it probably is. So those are things that you don't want to do. Okay, ask yourself, have I gotten into trouble for this behavior before? Have I seen other people get in trouble for this behavior before? And if I have, then it's probably something that we don't want to get involved with. Another piece of advice, consider, what would others think of this behavior? So it's not just, do I think it's okay? Do I think it's right? But look at it from the teacher's point of view. Look at it from maybe another student's point of view. Okay, is the choice that you are going to make something that others would think is appropriate, as well as something that you think might be appropriate? And then last but not least, if there's any doubt in your mind whether or not something's appropriate, if you're not sure whether something is permissible, ask. Okay, seek permission. Talk to another adult in the building, because all of the adults in this building care for you and they will give you good advice. So ask, is this something I'm allowed to do? Is this something that's okay? And if it's not, then you just accept that and move on. And so in wrapping things up, you need to remember, in this class, you are part of a community whose main purpose is to learn. And that is a cause. Okay, and as we learn about in reading, if we have a cause, there should be an effect, and there is an effect. Therefore, here's the effect. It is important that each member of that community respects every other member at all times. So it's a matter of you respecting me, but it's also a matter of me respecting you. It's a matter of you respecting all of your fellow students, but it's also a matter of your fellow students respecting you. It's a matter of you respecting other adults in the building, but those other adults should also be respectful of you. Now, respect doesn't mean letting you do whatever you want to do. Respect means that they're seeking your ultimate best interest, and that we're also looking towards our ultimate main goal, which in a school is to learn. I don't have a lot of rules that say silly things, because I can't think of all the silly things that students can think of to do. But if we'll each follow these expectations, if we'll do our best, then we'll get through this year in a very good way. And if we do have times when maybe we are just off of these expectations for whatever reason, if you look on the board over there, you'll see a whole list of things that can be done, some of which are just very simple to do. Okay, maybe somebody didn't realize something was inappropriate, so we just redirect that behavior. Okay, maybe we've redirected that behavior a few times in the classroom already, so now it's like, okay, I have to give you a warning. Next time, you're going to get a dojo point. You're going to lose a dojo point, or maybe I'll have to eventually get into parent contact, or separate you from another student, or from where you're sitting, or you lose a privilege. We want to avoid those things as much as possible. Okay, and so just remember that as we go through this year, our goal is to learn. And if we respect one another, then we can accomplish that ultimate goal, because I believe in you. And I hope that you believe in yourself. And I'm sure that outside of this classroom, there are others who believe in you as well. All right, let's have a great year.